Hello and welcome to the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating this evening. We have some fantastic schools with us today, but before we get started, we have a few housekeeping items. Also, I'm Jennifer and I'm going to be your facilitator tonight, so I hope to make this a great event for you, whether you're watching live or the recording. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen, though, to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You can leave a question for all of our representatives to answer if you want to learn about something about each of their campuses, or you can leave a question or questions that are more specifically directed to a school. Just include their name in with your question so the representative knows you are looking to hear from them. This was just one of many different sessions that have happened for Carolina students. We hope you enjoyed the earlier rounds. This session, like all of those sessions, is being recorded, and they will all be available in the coming days at strivescan.com/Carolinas. That's the same website where you registered for this event and the earlier sessions. I'd now like to turn it over to our first school. We're going to be learning about the University of North Carolina, Wilmington.
Great. Thank you so much, Jennifer. So happy to be here this evening. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and go ahead and get started by introducing myself. My name is Sydney Mazuka. I am a transfer student success coordinator with the Office of Undergraduate Admissions, and I'm extremely excited, like I said, to be here tonight. Thank you so much for taking time out of your evening. But I know we have some short amount of time for each school, so I'll go ahead and dive right in. But today I'm going to tell you how UNCW is like no other. So if you're not aware of where we are located in Wilmington, North Carolina. We are the only coastal institution in the state. So that really gives us obviously that convenience in location to the beach. So we're only about 5 miles away from Wrightsville Beach, 20-minute drive to Carolina and Curry Beach. But of course we have a really amazing downtown district. It's historic. It has a brand new amphitheater. So there's a lot of arts, film industry in Wilmington, if you're familiar, and I'll definitely touch on that in a second. So to give you an idea of breakdown of our student body, we have just over 18,000 students. So we're considered a mid-sized institution. So that breakdown is on the screen for you. We do have almost 60 bachelor's degrees, 35 master's degrees, and 4 doctoral degrees. So to show you just a few of our most popular programs, we're really well known for biology, our Cameron School of Business, Communication Studies, Film Studies. As I mentioned, Wilmington is a very robust area for film and the film industry. And then marine biology, of course, being close to the coast. I'll touch on that in a second. And then nursing, psychology, and social work. I definitely think this is true regarding UNCW. It has a more private college feel. We're a research institution, so our professors are involved in research. You have a 27 average class size with an 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So our professors learn your name. You're not just a number. Now, as far as UNCW integrates applied learning, into every single program at UNCW. So 100% of our curriculum for undergraduate students is implementing this applied learning. All that is like I said, hands-on experiences when it comes to research, discovery, studying abroad, internships, service learning. So it is very much integrated into your curriculum, whether you choose business, biology, and so on. So that's incredible for your continuing on after your education. Now, as far as research and discovery goes, this is something that we are, like I mentioned, the only coastal institution, but leading in coastal education and research. So just for one example, our marine biology program, love to brag about it since it's one of a kind in this state. We do have a Center for Marine Science. So this is located just a few miles away from our main campus and situated in the intercoastal. So this is an active research laboratory where students have the opportunity to do that hands-on research even as an undergraduate student. Now, of course, studying abroad has been paused up until this year. We just actually sent some students this fall, which was exciting, but we have over 1,000 programs in total each year to just about 50 different countries worldwide. So a great way to experience diversity in the classroom, still continuing our education, but again, that hands-on learning. Now, as far as internships go, this is something I mentioned that is highly competitive. It is that experience, that hands-on learning, but we're very much committed to getting you in the fields that you might be interested in order to continue on after graduation. Now, just a recap of our numbers and some other highly important transfer statistics I love to point out is actually we have a 49% transfer welcome rate. What that means is about 50% of our incoming class every fall is made up of transfer students. So you're not alone. We're extremely transfer friendly. You see that in the curriculum, but you see that in the student body. And then we have just over 2,000 military affiliated students. And then about 60% of our students come from a community college, 30% from another four-year. And I love to always point out, we have been ranked in the top 100 best public national universities the last several years. And that's something that we always brag about, just being such a well-known, highly ranked institution. Now, real quickly, just so you know how to transfer if you're interested, especially in the upcoming years, we require your official high school transcripts, all official post-secondary transcripts, military transcripts if applicable. And our minimum recommended criteria is going to be 24 hours complete or in progress, 6 hours of college level English, 3 hours of college level math, and a 2.5 cumulative GPA. Keep in mind, some programs might be more competitive. And then those are our summer, fall entry terms, priority deadlines. So those are the same every single year, and we are rolling basis. So you will receive a decision in about 4 to 6 weeks after completing your application. So to wrap up, we do have some virtual opportunities for tours, both of our residence halls and campus, and we do have some on-campus options. They fill up quickly because they are still capped due to COVID, but if you keep an eye out and are interested in coming, please do so. And of course, reach out to myself or go to our website to find your specific counselor if you have additional questions. And I will end it there.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sydney, for starting us off tonight and sharing the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. We're on to school number 2. We're going to be learning about High Point University.
Hello, good afternoon or good evening. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen as well. Hopefully I'm not having too much trouble with internet. It's been a little sketchy. So I wanted to go ahead and get started. So my name is Sarah Lytle. I'm a code and send us some information, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the transfer process and what it's like at High Point. So we are very focused on academic excellence as well as giving an inspiring environment with caring people. Some of our top majors on campus, business, biology, exercise science, psychology, and so on. We have 64 different options to choose from, and I have a dog who's barking, pardon me. So we really want to focus on giving you a great education and a lot of personalized attention in the classroom. Our student to teacher ratio is 15-to-1, so 1,000 students, because they like to have that close personal connection and give that mentorship that you're looking for. We are state-of-the-art. The facilities we offer are out of sight. You will hear people constantly talking about what a beautiful campus we have, but there's a lot of substance behind it. We invest in you as the student, and we want to make sure you have all the resources you need to be successful while you're on campus and prepare you for the world you're going into. So things like our biomechanics lab for our exercise science students. We've got a beautiful planetarium that's brand new for our students in the sciences. And it's utilized both if you're an astrophysics major, but maybe you're in an intro biology class. There's some classroom time spent there. As I mentioned, the smaller class sizes, all taught 100% by professors, not by teaching assistants, and you really do know your professors. And we have a graduation rate. We try to get you done in the 4 years, depending on how many credits you transfer into, we'll make that determination. So we do want to also give you some unique educational experiences. We want to make sure that 25% of what you do is hands-on, meaning you're getting close personal attention with hands-on experiences within the major like this is an example of our broadcast journalism students being part of the broadcasting team, and access to industry leaders like Byron Pitts, who you see here. Computer science students get to work with Steve Wozniak, and entrepreneurship students get to work with Mark Randolph. So a lot of great access to innovators. We want to make sure that you know what you're going into in the career you're going after. So we also want to make sure you're developing those life skills that employers want to see. So being able to be coachable, have that emotional intelligence is really important. And these are things that are sprinkled in both in the classroom and beyond. This is an example of our 5-star steakhouse that's on campus. It's part of your meal plan, but it's also a reminder to be comfortable and confident in any kind of environment you're put in. You will take a president's seminar taught by our own college president, Dr. Nito Quabain, where he goes over the value of time management, presentation skills, fiscal responsibility. We want to make sure that everything on our campus has a purpose, and you're learning from those things every day. An incredible environment. As I mentioned, the campus is beautiful, but we also have a really vibrant student life. 16 D1 teams, a brand new, beautiful basketball arena that's going to seat over 4,000 students or people. They'll be giving concerts and other events there. Over 200 plus organizations and clubs to be part of. When you're a transfer student, joining, connect with the campus, intramural and club sports, religious life, service, you name it, we've got it to offer. So application deadlines, so we do take students in the spring and the fall. If you're interested in spring, you can apply all the way till December 15th. We've got a number of scholarships that we do offer, and as a PTK scholar, you do get an additional $10 bump. One of the big things is we are 100% in person. We are giving tours 7 days a week on the hour. Come see us, experience campus, really see what we have to offer. The tour really makes an impact, and we've been doing in-person classes all last year, masked and distance, but we've been really successful in giving you as normal of a college experience as possible. And that's what we want. We want you to be on our campus and just be able to take in everything and have it all at your doorstep, and be able to walk across that stage with an amazing diploma, with an incredible education, and with those life skills that employers are looking for. All right, there you go. My timer.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much, Sarah, for.
I apologize for the dog barking.
I think after everything we've all been through since March of 2020, we're used to it by now. So I'm sure the students would have even loved if the dog had joined us. All right, well, we are moving on to our third school. It's going to be Salem College. Just a quick reminder to our attendees, don't forget you have the Q&A button. It's a great way to personalize this, follow up on something that a presenter mentioned, or maybe there's a certain activity or major or website that you would love to just get right away. If you drop that question in the Q&A, our panelists are happy to help share that information with you. And now I will turn it over for us to learn all about Salem.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And great. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in this evening, or if you're watching the recording, thank you again. So my name is Shamila Ulysses. I am one of the admissions counselors here at Salem College. Just a few things about Salem is that we are a private liberal arts women's college, and we are located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So we're perfectly situated. If you want to go to any large cities, you can definitely go to that based off of where we are. We are the oldest women's educational institution in the US. We were founded in 1772. So we are currently celebrating our 250th birthday. So it's a great and exciting time to be involved in our campus, or kind of, be in the know of what's going on and come visit us. We are ranked number 3 in liberal arts college in North Carolina and 24 in the country. We are ranked 10th in social mobility. We do have a student body of just under 1,000. And due to that, our student to professor ratio is about 10 to 1, with our average class being about 11 students. So at Salem College, you're really going to get that one-on-one relationship and attention to care and attention to detail based off of our small class sizes. We do have about 42% of our students identify as students of color, and we have 100% acceptance to law school. and an 89.6 acceptance rate to medical school and health-related programs. So one of the big changes that are happening here at Salem is that we are the nation's only liberal arts college that's dedicated to elevating and expanding the role of women in health leadership. So one of the big announcements that we've made at the beginning of this year is that we are taking a health leadership approach. So we are preparing students not just to be more than doctors and pharmacists, so ranging from policy, medicine, translation, public health, law, etc. So with that, we do have new majors at our institution. So we have health sciences, which is a typical science track to prepare students for med school and other specialty programs post-graduation. So even though we are a liberal arts school, we are still allowing our students to be exposed to different courses and topics in health leadership to ensure that our students are well-rounded students. Our health humanities will help students prepare to go into fields such as public health, health advocacy, and humanitarian systems will help students prepare to enter fields related to patient community advocacy, such as social work. And we have health communication and data visualization, which will prepare students to enter into research fields having to do with data collections and presentations, such as, but not limited to, creating marketing campaigns related to medicine or communication for community public health concerns. And we also have a new minor that is for Spanish for health professionals. But we still have other liberal arts majors as well, so social sciences, arts humanities, natural and applied sciences, etc. So we do have a requirement for our students to complete an internship during their time at Salem. We have service learning courses, and we allow our students to cross-register at Wake Forest University for no additional cost. So if there is a course that is offered at Wake Forest that we do not have at Salem College, you can definitely attend it at Wake Forest University for no additional cost. We also have a Division III sports teams. We have 31 plus active clubs and student organizations, and we do allow our students and encourage our students to create clubs that they are interested in and that they would like to have. So how to apply? So for our transfer students, you do have to submit an application. Our application is free, so there's no additional cost to apply to Salem College. And whether you do it on the Common App or through our website or even a paper application, there is no additional fee that comes with that. You have to provide us with your official high school transcript and college transcripts. Even if you did not complete a degree at a specific college or institution, you still have to provide us with your transcripts so we can see what courses you have taken. Minimum of a 2.0 college GPA, teacher recommendation, a dean's release form with just from your dean that just says like you're in good standing, you're not like leaving on bad terms or anything like that. So we do ask for that. A writing sample. We are test optional and we're rolling admissions, so you can get your application materials to us whenever you would like to. There are some deadlines for scholarships. And we do offer a transfer merit scholarship, which if you have a 3.25 GPA, you do get on average $12,000 per year. And we do have other scholarships available as well, but that is our transfer merit scholarship. And we do have our Salem College Promise, which is for our North Carolina residents who are Pell eligible, whose estimated family contribution is between $0 and $5,000, and they will receive full tuition and fee scholarship. And we are offering virtual and in-person tours. So if you would like to do that, you can definitely reach out to us. I will put our email address in the chat box, so you all can definitely reach us there. But thank you all so much.
Thank you so much for presenting on Salem College tonight. Our next school that we'll be hearing from is UNC Pembroke.
Good evening, everyone. I'm super excited to be with you today. So I'm just trying to get my screen share going. All right, and let's get started. Okay, it looks like I may be having some technical difficulties. Hold on a second.
Kristen, I'll stick around to make sure to help. If we need to change up the order and pause for a minute, we can do that too.
Okay, it's not allowing me to present at all.
Oh, hold on 1 second. You know what I was going to say? If you want to start the screen share over, I can stop your screen share and let you start fresh. So if you want to double check that real quick, we'll give it one more shot. And if not, University of Maryland could get ready just in case we need to jump to you.
Okay, it's still not allowing me to present. Oh, here we go. Still doing the same thing.
Yeah. Would you like me to have the next school go, or would you just like to present using the mode that it's actually working in instead of going full screen to do the smaller screen and scroll through? It's up to you.
Either way, I can use the smaller screen. That's fine. Let me see if it'll let me back out. Okay. So, once again, this is UNC Pembroke. My name is Kristen Waddell. I'm one of the Associate Directors of Undergraduate Admissions here at UNCP. I'm actually an alum of UNCP as well. So I graduated back in 2017 with an exercise sports science degree. But if we just take a look at where UNCP is today. So we are currently at our highest enrollment of over 8,000 students. So we're super excited about the growth that campus is seeing. However, we still remain small as far as class size goes. So it is very easy to really build those connections and relationships with other students as well as faculty and staff. So our average class size is around 20 students. I had classes where there were literally 5 of us in the course. And we are the most diverse campus in the UNC system and in the Southeast region as a whole. So we do have 41 undergraduate programs and 17 graduate programs. We have undergraduate programs spanning from arts and sciences to health sciences, education, business, and a little bit of anything and everything in between. So some of our top majors are biology and any of our health-related fields, nursing, business administration, elementary education, criminal justice, and we're seeing a lot of growth in our exercise sports science areas, as well as our computer science department. But some of our online programs, which we know a lot of our transfer students are really interested in, are criminal justice, sociology, and business administration. So if you choose business admin, you have the option of economics, finance, management, and marketing. And we also have a bachelor's of interdisciplinary studies program. So if you have your associates in applied sciences, this is a wonderful way for you to get the degree that you're looking for as quickly as possible. And one thing that we also like to highlight on in correlation with our business administration program is we have an accelerated MBA program. So within 5 years, you could have your bachelor's degree as well as your MBA. So with you being a transfer student, it may not even take the complete 5 years, but to receive that MBA, it is a 1-year program. It's broken up into 7-week terms. So it's a wonderful way for you to get that degree as quickly as possible. But let's talk a little bit more specifically about our transfer population. So as far as transfer students go, about half of our newly enrolled students are transfer students. So we're super excited about the growth that we're seeing in that community on campus. And right here, you can see a breakdown of the demographics of our transfer population. So some of these students are more of a traditional age. A lot, however, are non-traditional. So you're coming back after some time, and we definitely want to make sure that you know that you have every opportunity on campus that any of our traditional freshmen would have. Even if you are a non-traditional student, if you're online versus in person, we have a ton of ways for you to still get involved on campus. Speaking of campus involvement, getting involved on whatever college campus you end up in is super, super important. So here at UNCP, we are D2 Athletics. We're part of the Peach Belt Conference. We have 16 athletic teams on campus. We also have over 100 clubs and organizations that you can also get involved in. So anything from student government, religious organizations, fraternity and sorority life, interest-based clubs as well. We also have study abroad opportunities as well as living learning opportunities too, and service learning. Service learning courses were by far some of my favorite as a college student. Community service was literally built into our curriculum. But we can't talk about UNCP without mentioning NC Promise. So for our in-state students, you will be receiving tuition at $500 per semester. Now, this is just tuition. You still have student fees, room and board, books, and health insurance. But with NC Promise, it's as if you'll be receiving a $10,000 scholarship right out the gate. And then with our out-of-state students, your tuition will be locked in at $2,500 per semester. Now, once again, it's just tuition. But for you, you would be basically receiving a $40,000 scholarship right out the gate. As far as admission requirements for UNCP for transfer students, you would of course apply by creating your My UNCP account at uncp.edu/apply. Make sure that you also complete your residency determination status at ncresidency.org. That tells us what to charge you for tuition. And then you will need to request transcripts. So the only way that we will need your high school transcript is if you haven't completed at least 24 college credits, or if you are under the age of 21. And then we will also need all previous transcripts from any school that you have attended. And we are looking for a cumulative GPA of a 2.0. And you also, here at UNCP, have the opportunity to participate in our academic amnesty program. So any credits received 3 years or more ago, those are completely waived. So if you're worried about some bad grades from way back when, don't worry about that. However, you do need to make sure that you are academically eligible to attend the last institution that you attended. This is what your My UNCP account looks like, and you can feel free to reach out to me at any time.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kristen, for sharing University of North Carolina, Pembroke. All right, we are on to our next school tonight in our 6x6. It's actually a 6x5. And so we'll be hearing next from the University of Maryland.
Okay, hi everyone. Can you hear me okay? Cool. All right. I'm just going to assume I am good to go. Thank you all for being here. My name is Rachel Doddelin. I am an admissions counselor representing the University of Maryland College Park. And I'm happy to be here tonight to discuss UMD with you. All right, so starting off with some basic numbers. I'm not going to go through every statistic on your screen. I'm just going to highlight some basics and some things that make Maryland special. First, we are a campus of over 30,000 undergraduate students, and we are over 40% students of color. We have over 5,000 international students representing over 100 countries. So we are a really diverse campus. That's something we're really proud of. We have students coming from all over the world, all over the country, different backgrounds, different communities and different experiences. And that includes a large number of transfer students. In fact, we have a lot of students who apply as transfer students, even after being denied initially when applying as freshmen. So we are a great option for transfer students, and we've got a really robust transfer student population. We are also well known for our affordability. We are considered the best value college. We are considered on types of those lists all over the place, even for out-of-state students. We are considered the number 16 best value college for out-of-state students. So even coming from out of state, you are getting more bang for your buck coming to UMD. This is a list of our schools, and we have over 90 majors and over 80 minors spanning all of these schools. So you can see we have a wide range of different programs. Once you arrive at UMD, you can choose to work with an advisor to declare a double major, triple major, add minors, really customize your program and make it unique. Some of our programs are limited enrollment programs, meaning that we are not able to admit every student to the specific program, but keep in mind that we review our applications major blind. So even if you're applying to UMD to one of our more competitive majors, don't feel like that's going to impact your admission decision to the university. If you don't meet the requirements, to be admitted to your first choice program, you'll be admitted to Letters and Sciences, which is our advising college. That advising college is for students who are undecided or who were not admitted to their first choice major. And advisors there will work with you to get prerequisites done so that you can apply to your first choice major again. So keep that in mind if you are not initially admitted to your first choice program. If you want to see which of our programs are limited enrollment programs, you can go to lep.umd.edu. Of course, not everything is about being in the classroom. Obviously, if you are transferring to a major college or university, it's not just about classrooms. You're also joining a community. So we have a wide variety of opportunities for students to get involved and build their resumes outside of the classroom. For starters, we are about 10 miles from Washington, D.C., which brings with it so many opportunities to work or intern in DC. So we have a number of students who part of the week they are at UMD taking classes like a normal student, and the rest of the week they are in DC getting that professional experience before they even graduate. So that's a great option for our students. We have a lot of different research opportunities for students in every discipline. It's not just for STEM majors. So a lot of students are able to get involved with our world-renowned faculty and assist or start their own research projects. We are also resuming study abroad this year. We've had students study all over the world, and we're also offering virtual options for students who may not be able to physically travel abroad, but who still want to get some of that international experience. And of course, we also have service learning opportunities. Other than that, we are also a Division I school. Sports are a lot of fun on our campus, and a lot of people are really excited to go to games and share that pride and that spirit. We also have over 800 student organizations, as well as a variety of offices and organizations all over campus designed to support certain populations of students. So it is a really great environment. Okay, so I know that's just a very brief overview of UMD. I encourage you to go to our website and check out more if you are interested in learning more, and if you have any specific questions about your specific program. Our website has a lot of really great information on it, but for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and start going over our application process. So we are available online via My Coalition. You just need to sign in and create an account there and complete your application through that platform. This is what your application should include. And some of this can get a little complicated. Starting more simply, the application form through the coalition, plus the application fee or fee waiver. If you need a fee waiver, you can reach out to us directly to request one. We need official transcripts from every school that you have taken college credit at. We only need your high school information and standardized test scores if you have under 30 credits of college work post high school graduation. If you have questions about what that means, definitely email us. And I know we're running out of time, and I'm sorry. We do also require an essay, and you can include letters of recommendation, an activity list or resume, and standardized test scores if you'd like. I will put this email in the chat as well.
Great. Thanks, Rachel. Yes,
So
we want
sorry.
to get that. It's okay. We all know there's more that you can possibly present in 6 minutes. But thank you so much for presenting on the University of Maryland. And yes, as Rachel said, she's going to put her contact information in the chat. And I know some of our other representatives have done that, and a couple might still be doing that. So while we're giving time for everyone to get their contact information to the chat, for attendees to grab that, also any Q&A questions that have come up, we still have a little bit of time together. So we're actually going to answer a couple Q&A questions live too. So if I could have everyone come back on camera and join me. We'll go in the exact same order that you presented. So we will start with University of North Carolina, Wilmington, all the way down to Maryland. When the person ahead of you finishes presenting, just feel free to turn your camera back on. I'm not sorry, your camera's on. Please just feel free to turn your microphone back on and answer. I won't call on you, in between during this part. We'll be more free flow. All right, so we have some amazing pros here who know all about the transfer process and want to help you not just get to know their schools, but navigate this whole experience. So I'd love to hear from each of you a piece of advice, a top tip that you have for someone going through the transfer process. I'll start with Sydney.
Absolutely. I love this question because I was a transfer student myself. So I did transfer, and I think I look back on this, how can I live vicariously through you all? So my biggest tip would be to visit other schools. Honestly, UMD sounds so cool. I'm like, I wish I would have visited that school. So even if you have your mindset on one, visit at least 3. I didn't. And I think that just opens the door for possibilities, truly. So I think that's my biggest recommendation. You might have done it as a junior, sophomore, whatever in high school, do it again. You've grown, you've changed. We all lived through a pandemic. So I think that's my biggest tip.
So I would definitely advise, reach out to us, the counselors that are in the transfer office.
Did Sarah freeze for anyone else? One or the other? Okay, thanks for nodding heads. I appreciate it. Okay, so hopefully we'll get Sarah back. So right now we're just gonna jump to Salem. Shamila, if you don't mind going ahead. Hopefully we'll get Sarah back.
No problem. I would say a word of advice would definitely be to ask questions, to ask as many questions as possible, because this is your experience and you definitely want to get
right. You can do all your research online.
Hold on. All right. Well, looks like we're working through tech challenges. We all know Zoom life. We've been living it. So, all right. So let's reset here. Sarah, we'll have you go again because we had your answer cut off and then you popped back in and out if you're there. Are you there, Sarah? All right. We're going to jump back to Salem. Thank you for flexibility, everybody. We all know. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, so just ask any questions that you have, and definitely, even when you go on the visits and tours, definitely ask those questions. Ask about, ask even about updates and on the status of what you've provided us, so the materials that you've sent us, to make sure that they're accurate, they're what we're looking for, what's needed. So definitely ask them questions.
So I would also, of course, echo ask questions. Every question is super, super important, and especially when dealing with transfer credits. So as you're maneuvering through the transfer process and you're looking at your transcript and you know what classes you've taken, if you feel like you're not receiving the credit that you deserve, ask those questions. Sometimes there's oversight, so make sure that you're asking those questions and also understand the requirements and the process to get where you want to go. If you know that for yourself, then that alleviates a lot of extra trouble. So make sure that you're looking at websites, knowing your deadlines and staying on top of everything, because as a transfer student, you want to make sure that you have every opportunity to get into classes when you need them. So you're staying ahead of the game, finishing your orientations on time or early if possible, so that you can get registered for classes quicker.
I would agree with everything everyone else said. I would also add, just pay really close attention to each school's individual deadlines and websites and rules. I find, especially for transfer students, the process tends to differ more and more between each individual school. Some schools need this thing, some schools don't need that thing. So just pay really close attention. Make yourself a spreadsheet if you're so inclined. I usually am. And just keep track of those deadlines because they can really vary.
Awesome. Well, looks like we're hopefully going to get Sarah back to jump into that question in just a minute. But if not, we're going to go to question 2, and then Sarah will make sure to let you answer both the questions as soon as we can get you back into the group. All right. Our second question is, I'd love to hear, starting out in the same order again, what is one thing you want to remember your students to remember about your school? So sort of that takeaway for tonight, that last remembrance. Again, we'll start with UNC Wilmington.
This question is so hard the more we listen to other schools, because we're all set up, I feel like, to help students succeed. But I really truly believe that UNCW, their curriculum is based in kind of that desired outcome, not necessarily your experience there is great, but it's really focused on what do you want to do afterwards. And you see that throughout the curriculum and hands-on experience, but all while being near the beach. So I think that for us is a nice perk that maybe not other schools have, but I think truly all of these schools are phenomenal. So it's really hard to pick one thing, but that's the biggest thing that stands out.
I'll go and hopefully it'll work. For us, we are all about making sure you have the life skills that you need to be successful in your next step. So we concentrate a lot on making sure you
All right. Well, technology, the internet. So hopefully I'll actually ask Sarah when she comes back on to answer without camera, or maybe I'll also put a question in the chat. So thanks for everyone's understanding. Salem College, we're heading right back to you. Thanks.
No problem. So I would say one of the things at Salem that I would love for students to remember is that we do take a one-on-one approach from the moment that you put in an inquiry with our institution. Throughout your entire time at Salem, we really take on that one-on-one approach. So we do the application process one-on-one. We do everything one-on-one with you, and that remains not just with our office, but all of our offices on campus to ensure that you're getting the most out of your experience and knowing that you have the resources and support that you need to be the best and successful student that you can be. So we definitely pride ourselves on that.
So the motto that we have on campus that we've really adopted is that you can get there from here. So we want you to know that when you choose to come to UNC Pembroke, we are choosing to help you however we possibly can. So whether that's giving you extra clinical research opportunities or internship opportunities, whatever you need from your professors, faculty, staff, whoever, we have your back, and we're going to push you and support you so that you can get where it is that you want to go. So all the relationships that you build the entire time that you're at UNCP is all geared towards getting you where you need to be.
I would say UMD is a really big campus and a really big community. I mean, a lot of people. But I've been so impressed since my time arriving at UMD, the extent to which that big campus is still such a friendly and caring community. And I think that's something that's really impressive about UMD is the many ways it has under its belt to make a big school still feel small sometimes. It's a really nice community. It's very welcoming. And so we have the really fantastic academic opportunities and professional opportunities all over campus, but we've also got a supportive environment, I think, that keeps you grounded while you're going through all that stress of school.
Awesome. All right, Sarah from High Point, do we have you back?
Yeah, I'm going to try without my video. Sorry, internet issues. My first piece of advice was to reach out and get support from the admissions team that you're working with. You do all your research online, but when it comes time to really applying and finding out more, especially at High Point, we can connect you with professors, we can connect you with current students. We can do as much as we can because we want you to find the right fit, and we're there to support you. And then the other thing that makes High Point unique that we are doing really well is the career and professional piece. You need to have more than a really good education. You need excellent academic excellence, as well as those life skills that our employers are looking for. And High Point spends time making sure we weave that within everything you do, from the clubs and organizations the classroom time. We want to make sure that you are ready and prepared for what you're going into. And so it's definitely, we invest a lot in you as the student, and we want to make sure you.
All right, good news. We got all of the most important parts of that answer out. And I'm so relieved because I wanted each of these 5 schools. It's amazing. This is a great collection and selection of schools, public, private, in-state, out-of-state, and different sizes as well. So this, I feel like, is such a great mix of places. So if you are watching this, whether live or on recording, and maybe it was 1 school or 2 schools that drew you in here, I hope that you're maybe having some piqued curiosity about some new opportunities to check out. Remember, 6 minutes is just a sneak peek, and all of these campuses have so much more to share with you about life in and out of the classroom. So thank you to all of our admissions representatives for being here tonight, for sharing information, and for being amazing resources. I hope that this also shows students and families that the admissions counselors are not these scary, faraway people reading applications, but they love what they do. There's no question too small or too big to ask them. They love that. They want to really get to know you and see what you are looking for as you make your future steps. Now, for the logistics, after we close today, you will get a window, your window will close, and you'll have a very quick 5-question survey link popping up. I promise they're quick, short questions. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. We hope you enjoyed all of the sessions for North and South Carolina students. Don't forget they've all been recorded, so you can watch this again. You can share with family and friends. You can go watch other recordings to learn about incredible schools that are interested in working with North Carolina and South Carolina transfer students. That website on your screen is stryscan.com/Carolinas. Thank you again for taking time out of your day, and best wishes in your college search and decision journey. I know it can get overwhelming sometimes, but it's a really fun and exciting adventure you have ahead of you. Thanks again, everyone, for being here, and good night.